Is Gen Z unemployable? That was the headline of a Wall Street Journal opinion piece that I read earlier today that made me think. It was an NYU professor who did a study who found that the values that Gen Z as employees tends to value, individual liberty, self-care, etc., did not align with the top values that employers were looking for: hard work, orientation towards success, and so on. And so she worried that we have an entire generation that may be unemployable in the current workforce. She said many of those Gen Z employees, when surveyed, said the companies need to change. And her argument, Susie Welch's argument, was that maybe those companies will change in the future, but right now those companies are what they are, and that creates a mismatch. And that made me think. But there's one reason to believe that this time could be different. And it comes down to a two-letter acronym that's going to change our lives in the next 10 years: AI. The reason is if you're an employer today, you're pretty soon in the next few years going to have a choice between saying, I want a well-trained college graduate for a white-collar job, and compare that to an AI that you could train to do the same thing, but with hardwired values alignment for achievement, hard work, whatever the values are for your company, with infinite work ethic. And often, over time, you got to face the facts, even at a lower cost. Otherwise, we're going to enter an era of persistently high, perhaps, stock market performance, with employment numbers and other economic figures trailing in a big way. And I worry about that for what that means in the future of our country.